The Q6 is Audi's 800 volt class electric crossover. At the very first sight, this car compares directly with the Polestar 3 to me on configuration, style, and several other dynamics. If one were to overlook the Swedish design elements in that car. In this video, I will present my impressions of this car, its features and specifications, its usability and its value proposition. So let's get into it. Audi places a lot of emphasis on its headlight design. The Q6 displays an array of DRLs on top with the headlight beneath. The SQ6 has OLED modules with customizable designs via its app or infotainment. 7 to 8 patterns are available in both the front and rear DRLs, except on the turn and brake signals, all optionable. The Q6 has a long hood complete with a 2 cubic feet front trunk. Many have cited it as small, but I found it to be very well designed and quite adequate for most of the daily use. It's slightly larger than my Model 3 and finally gets the frunk into the group's design thinking. A front trunk is important to some while many don't bother about it. In some of the Hyundai cars, I have really found it to be too small, as good as being absent, but in the end, anything over 1 to 1.2 cubic feet feels good. The windshield on the Q6 is large and brings great visibility from the inside. The Q6 has the glass panoramic roof which has an extendable shade, different from the electrochromatic glass that's getting common. In the rear, the Q6 has a hatch that opens tall. Inside it is the 30 cubic feet of rear cargo space. The cargo is also complemented with a handy understorage that also contains the woofers. The taillights are on the body of the vehicle with LED lighting and the progressive turn signals functioning with the hatch closed. The large battery pack is shaving off at least some of that headroom lent by the height of this car. The floor is relatively flat with some leeway to all the battery wiring in the rear. The 40-20-40 seats are well built and offer that access to the cargo in the middle. The Quattro model comes with either the 19 or the 20-inch wheels. This model shows the 255/50 R20 in the front and the 285/45 R20 in the rear. The Q6 can be optioned in the 19, 20 and 21-inch wheels, with the 21 inches wheels only in the SQ6. The Q6 has a 100 kWh battery pack, usable 94.9 kWh. That's comprising of 12 modules, each of 15 prismatic cells. The 3.7 volts of each cell makes each module worth 55.5 volts, making the total 666 volts in actual nominal voltage for the 12 modules combined. The European model may have a 10 module battery. The battery can split into two banks in parallel to charge more favorably on 400 volt DC chargers. Audi has introduced its two dual motor trims in the US with one or more spicier performance version. Some of the very sought after features are included in the performance variant and are optionable in the base dual motor. A single motor variant may come in the future. The base dual motor is termed the Audi Q6 e-Tron Quattro, while the performance trim is called the Audi SQ6 e-Tron. That 300 plus miles of range, soon becoming standard here in the US, is promised on the yet unavailable single motor trim. The Q6 Quattro and the SQ6 have a peak DC of 270 kilowatts, and that rear wheel drive to come will peak at 260. That's on the Samsung cells in the single motor instead of the CATL on the top two trims. On a reliable and working DC charger, the 10 to 80% should be in 21 minutes. Unlike the peak rates of most cars, including Tesla, the Q6 should keep 240 plus kilowatts even at 40% and surely over 100 kilowatts even at 80%. So that's a healthy charge curve given of course a reliable DC charger. I have no idea on the NACS status of the Q6. The Q6 e-Tron is 187.8 inches in length, 76.3 inches in width, 66.6 inches in height and has a 113.7 inches wheelbase. It has a ground clearance of 7.1 inches over and above I think of the 6.5 inches in the Q4 and the 6.8 inches in the Q8, the models that it's placed between. It's best that this is reconfirmed though. Those dimensions also make it comparable to the Model Y, at least in terms of size. Though the Y is a much more modest car on design and price and enjoys the benefits of the Tesla ecosystem. The Q6 also seems larger than the conventional Audi Q5. The AC charging will be at a healthy 40 amps or 9.6 kilowatts. That's also suitable with a modest 50 amps dedicated circuit at home. The Q6 has two charging ports with an AC only port on the passenger side and a CCS1 with the additional DC pins on the driver side rear. The Q6 weighs between 5,200 to 5,400 pounds based on the trim. The base rear-wheel drive when available would bring 322 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds and 321 miles of range with the Ultra package. That's the one currently unavailable. The Quattro offers 456 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 4.9 seconds. The SQ6 509 horsepower and 0 to 60 in 4.1 seconds and a range of 275 miles. The numbers I have come across have varied from source to source, so all are subject to confirmation at the points of consequence. Lots of the options on the Q6 will depend on the selected package. The basic included features are clubbed in a package called Premium. The Quattro is quoted at $65,800 here in the Bay Area. Adaptive cruise control, heated rear seating, the 360 camera are all optionable for $1,900 on the Quattro. $1,300 gets the Bang & Olufsen headrest speakers and a few natural wood inlay choices. The SQ6 has all of them inclusive and is quoted at a starting price of $72,900, all as at the time of making this video. The Q6 Quattro has the tilt telescopic 4-spoke round steering wheel with perforated leather. On the right of the steering wheel are infotainment commands for voice, volume, track forward and back, call, and the heated steering. On the left of the wheel are the commands for the camera and the wipers. In the center of the steering is the airbag and the Audi circles. Behind on the left is the stalk for the turn signals and headlights, and the paddle that enables the settings for the regenerative brakes. On the right is the stalk for the windshield wipers. The SQ6 shows the kind of hexagonal steering with carbon fiber on the upper dash and an Alcantara-like material on the lower. The seats in the Q6 Quattro are of leather and perforations for heating and ventilation. Fixed headrest, height adjustable seat belts, good shoulder support with strong bolsters at the thighs. At 5 feet 11 inches and the driver's seat set for my comfort, I still have enough legroom in the rear seat. In the SQ6, the seats are similarly bolstered with a pattern on the back in place of the 2-column cushion and the letter S engraved near the headrest. The doors have the Bang & Olufsen speakers at the corners, a door handle with the lock and unlock buttons embedded over some stitched soft touch material that extends to the armrest, and some hard plastics beneath. Also on the door is another handle extended from the armrest with another speaker beneath, with a button for the windows and some plastic storage underneath. The dash has the same soft touch stitched material on the top and bottom of the dash with a wooden trim and the vents in between. Alongside the vents is the 10.9 inches passenger display that's activated with the Prestige package. This display has the same Google software with apps for streaming etc. and is included in the SQ6. The driver side has another button bank with 4 separate buttons for the windows, headlight controls, door lock and unlock, all-weather lights, side view mirror controls, child locks and seat memory. The Q6 has a 14.5 inches center display and a 11.9 inches instrument cluster, both OLED set as a single unit, though the former is a touchscreen and the latter is not. The infotainment is an Audi MMI that's an Android customization by Audi and may resemble strongly with other Google systems we saw in the Honda and GM cars. The system is yet significantly different and supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I expect many of the other offered apps to take time to get functional and work seamlessly. The augmented reality and heads-up display are included in the Premium Plus package. A large binnacle on the dash is set up for the same. There are 2 sets of USB ports each in the front and rear, 60 watts and 100 watts respectively. The spec sheet shows them available on the Premium Plus package. The base Premium package gets the Audi sound system with the Bang & Olufsen in the Premium Plus and Prestige. The voice commands are extremely prompt and respond instantly and to different voices. It's also been scaled up to adapt to differently pronounced commands. That's been done to adapt to the different ways the name Audi is pronounced itself. The center console has big vents on the top, 2 USB ports, a 12 volt, and a panel with the shifter on the left and 2 cup holders on the right. A smaller panel has the start-stop button, the hazards, and a power volume knob. The shifter has a kind of a toggle with the letter D indicating drive and the letter B indicating one pedal driving. That's also indicated on the instrument cluster when shifted. On top of the toggle is the parking button. That's like the ID.4, though the shifter in the VW cars is mounted on the steering column. Behind the shifter is a soft touch armrest and some very deep storage within. In many ways, you feel the limitations of this big legacy brand staying stuck in their design language. There's value in thinking different when making an electric. That's not to say that the car looks bad, but there's so much to gain in simplifying the packaging of the car. That also reflects then down the line on the options laid out. I think the offers on these cars are made way too complicated. That's also why I am going to suggest all of you considering this car to check and confirm all the details carefully. The software is a slow path of improvements, but still way behind cars that are built on zonal structures like the Rivian. And that will reflect in the ability to update features and bring so many things that users are fast getting used to. Having said that, this is a significant improvement from previous Audi EVs. The huge bank of buttons may be appealing to some, but to me they show the shortcomings on the very ground up thinking. It's very personal, of course. I expect this car to have great charging when given functional equipment. This car will deliver about 3 to 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour in my expectations at best. That we'll see when we get more time with it. Enabling plug-in charge in the current Q6 will qualify as a full-fledged course with a detailed PDF that the dealers are needed to get into. It's no doubt that the legacy makers are struggling. That was as much as I could gather in terms of my thoughts. Thank you for your growing responses to my videos and thank you for watching this one. If you'd like to see my impressions of the pre-production Lucid Gravity, check the video linked here or in the description. See you in the next one.